My dear brothers and sisters, what if a single dream could change the course of your life? What if, in the quiet of the night, God himself whispered of a future yet to unfold, a future both wondrous and terrifying? Imagine waking to find that your dreams were not mere shadows of the mind, but a divine warning, a call to prepare for what lies ahead. As the prophet Joel proclaimed, "Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." Today, I stand before you not as a judge, but as a humble guide to share a story that has captivated hearts, sparked fear, and kindled hope across the world. It is the story of a woman named Tatsuki, a manga that shook Japan, and a dream that may yet reshape our future. Fasten your hearts, for this journey will test your faith, stir your soul, and perhaps awaken something deep within you. Will you dare to listen? Music fades. In the summer of 1999, in the bustling land of Japan, a small, unassuming book appeared on the shelves of quiet bookstores. Its title was simple yet heavy with meaning, "The Future I Saw." No fanfare heralded its arrival. No famous artist claimed its creation. It was a manga, but not like any other, a collection of rough pencil sketches, cryptic notes, and fleeting dreams captured in ink. To the casual reader, it might have seemed like a child's diary, chaotic and obscure, its pages filled with strange visions of floods, collapsing stages, and distant lands. Few noticed it. Fewer still understood it. Yet, like the seed sown on fertile ground in the Gospel of Matthew, this humble book was destined to grow, its roots reaching deep into the hearts of those who would one day seek its truth. Who could have known that within its pages lay prophecies that would come to pass, one by one, with chilling precision? The woman behind this mystery was known only as Tatsuki. Born on December 2, 1954, in the coastal prefecture of Kanagawa, she was, by all accounts, an ordinary soul. She painted with a child's joy, sang with a dreamer's heart, and carried a quiet sensitivity that set her apart. But at the tender age of 9, something extraordinary began. In the stillness of her dreams, an old man appeared, his hair silver as moonlight, his eyes gentle yet piercing, his voice slow and calm, like the rhythm of the sea. "Write what you see," he would say, guiding her through visions that felt more real than the waking world. Night after night, he showed her glimpses of things to come, moments of triumph, moments of sorrow, moments that would shape the world. Tatsuki, obedient to this call, began to sketch each dream, preserving them as one might preserve a sacred relic. Was this old man an angel, a messenger of God? Or was he a symbol of her own soul, attuned to the divine? As it is written in Hebrews, "Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares." Tatsuki welcomed her visions, and in doing so, she became a vessel for something greater. Consider, my friends, the weight of such a gift. To see the future is not a privilege, but a burden, for it demands courage to speak and faith to be heard. In 1976, Tatsuki awoke from a dream that shook her to her core. She saw a man standing beneath blazing stage lights, his voice soaring, his presence commanding the adoration of thousands. But in an instant, the lights blurred, the crowd gasped, and he collapsed, fading into shadow. She knew his name, Freddie Mercury, the radiant star of Queen. In 1976, Freddie was at the peak of his glory, his voice echoing through stadiums, his future boundless. To dream of his death was unthinkable, laughable even. Yet Tatsuki, with trembling hands, sketched the scene, a stage, a fallen figure, and a film crew capturing his legacy. 15 years later, on November 24, 1991, the world mourned Freddie's passing. When Tatsuki opened her journal, she found her drawing, every detail hauntingly precise. A chill ran through her, not of pride, but of fear. Was she seeing the future, or was the future speaking through her? As Psalm 139 reminds us, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me, you discern my thoughts from afar." Tatsuki's dreams were no accident, they were a call to bear witness. Her visions grew more frequent, their scope wider, their warnings more urgent. In 1992, she dreamt of walking down a grand corridor, its windows aglow with golden light. At its end hung a painting of a blonde woman cradling a child, the word Dana scrawled across the canvas. A blinding flash followed, then the sound of metal crashing and voices crying out in anguish. 5 years later, on August 31, 1997, the world was stunned by the tragic death of Princess Diana in a Paris tunnel. Tatsuki's journal, opened once more, revealed a sketch that mirrored the moment, a corridor, a painting, a crash. The coincidence was too precise, too vivid to dismiss. Again and again, her dreams came true, some in 5 years, some in 10, some in 15. In 1995, she saw a land torn apart, the ground split open, the air thick with dust. 15 days later, on January 17, 1995, the Kobe earthquake claimed nearly 6,500 lives, shaking Japan to its core. Each vision was a thread in a tapestry woven by a hand greater than her own. As Jesus taught in Luke, to whom much is given, much will be required. Tatsuki could no longer keep these dreams to herself. With faith and resolve, she poured them into the future. I saw a manga that was both a warning and a prayer. But then a mystery deepened. After the book's release in 1999, Tatsuki vanished. No trace of her remained, no address, no contact, no answers. The world moved on, and her book faded into obscurity, its prophecies dormant like embers waiting for a spark. That spark came on March 11, 2011, when a catastrophic earthquake and tsunami ravaged Japan's northeastern coast. Over 15,000 lives were lost, tens of thousands went missing, and a nation known for its resilience was brought to its knees. In the chaos, a young woman named Aiko, grieving the loss of her son, stumbled upon the future I saw in a second-hand bookstore. She opened it and her heart stopped. There, in a sketch from 1999, was a scene of seawater flooding streets, waves crashing inland, and the numbers 311 scrawled as if by divine hand. It was her city, her tragedy, captured 12 years before. Aiko shared her discovery online, and soon thousands were searching for the book. They found that 12 and a half of its 15 dreams had come true: earthquakes, deaths, moments of global upheaval, all foretold with eerie accuracy. The internet buzzed with questions. Who was Tatsuki? Was this a hoax, a miracle, or something darker? As Ecclesiastes teaches, there is a time to seek and a time to lose. The world sought Tatsuki, but she was nowhere to be found. Rumors swirled like wildfire. Some called Tatsuki a prophet, a modern-day Deborah sent to warn God's people. Others whispered of conspiracy, that she was not a person, but a front for a secret organization manipulating public fear. Fake accounts flooded social media, claiming to be Tatsuki, posting new prophecies that sowed confusion and doubt. In chat rooms and forums, people debated, was the future I saw a divine revelation or a clever trick? One user, a scientist named Hiroshi, pointed out that the book's predictions aligned with geological patterns, earthquakes along the Pacific Ring of Fire, where tectonic plates grind and shift. Another, a priest named Father Kenji, saw in Tatsuki's dreams the hand of God, calling humanity to repentance. The mystery grew, and with it, a hunger for answers. Tatsuki's silence only fueled the fire, reminding us of the words of Isaiah. Truly, you are a God who hides himself. Yet, in October 2023, the silence broke and Tatsuki returned. Not as a shadow, but as a beacon. She re-released The Future I Saw, now a fuller, richer account of her visions, complete with explanations and a warning that could not be ignored. Tatsuki revealed more of herself. She was now an elderly woman living in Yokohama, her life shaped by decades of dreams. She spoke of her childhood, her love for art, and the old man who guided her. But most chilling was her account of a dream from July 2021. One so vivid it woke her in a panic, her breath ragged, her body trembling. She stood alone in a vast field of water, beneath a sky gray as ash, where no sun shone. The sea south of Japan began to bubble, as if the earth itself were boiling. From the depths rose two enormous dragons, their scales glinting like molten stone, their bodies twisting as if tearing the ocean floor apart. An explosion shattered the silence, and a tsunami, 3 times taller than the waves of 2011, surged toward the shore, swallowing cities, forests, and millions of lives. Yet, from this chaos, a new land emerged, rising slowly from the water like an ancient giant awakened after millennia. It stretched across the sea, connecting Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Philippines in a single unbroken expanse. Tatsuki saw the date clearly. 5 a.m., July 5th, 2025. This was the final dream, the one yet to come. My dear friends, pause for a moment. What does such a vision mean? Is it a warning, a prophecy, or a call to awaken? The book of Revelation speaks of signs in the heavens and upheavals on earth, of trials that test our faith. Tatsuki's dream of dragons and rising land may seem like a fable, yet it finds echoes in the world around us. Japan lies on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a volatile region where tectonic plates collide, birthing earthquakes, volcanoes, and new islands. In 2013, an underwater volcano off Nishinoshima created a new island in months. In 2021, another rose in the Kuril Islands, unannounced and uncharted. Scientists tell us that the dragons of Tatsuki's vision align with the Philippine Sea Plate and the Pacific Plate, where an eruption could push the seafloor upward, forming new land. Her dream, cloaked in symbol, may be a glimpse of nature's power or of God's design. As Genesis reminds us, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Could he not create anew even now? But let us not be consumed by fear, nor paralyzed by doubt. Tatsuki's dreams, whether divine or human, are a mirror held before us, reflecting our fragility and our strength. They ask us to listen to the earth, which groans under our carelessness, to our neighbors who cry out for compassion, to the Spirit who speaks in the quiet of our hearts. If July 5th, 2025, brings the catastrophe she foresaw, we are called to prepare, not with panic, but with wisdom. Build stronger homes, protect the vulnerable, cherish each day. If it passes quietly, we are no less called to act, to heal our planet, to mend our divisions, to live as stewards of God's creation. Tatsuki's warning is not a sentence, but an invitation. As Jesus said in John, "I came that they may have life and have it abundantly." Her dreams challenge us to choose life, to build communities of hope, to love without fear, to trust in God's mercy. Let me share one final story, one that brings this mystery close to home. In a small village near Fukushima, a man named Takashi lost his wife in the 2011 tsunami. For years, he lived in despair, his faith shaken. But in 2023, he found the future I saw at a community center. He read of Tatsuki's dreams, of warnings that came too late for his wife, but not for others. He began to volunteer, helping rebuild homes and teaching children about disaster preparedness. Tatsuki's book, he said, gave me a reason to live again. It showed me that even in loss, there is purpose. Takashi's story is one of millions touched by this manga, not because it predicts the future, but because it calls us to shape it. As Paul wrote in Romans, hope does not put us to shame because God's love has been poured into our hearts. Tatsuki's dreams, whatever their source, pour love into a world in need. Now, my brothers and sisters, I turn to you. Have you ever had a dream that felt like more than a dream? A moment when you sensed God speaking, urging you to act? Share your story in the comments below. Let us build a community of listeners, of dreamers, of doers. If this tale has stirred your heart, share it with your friends, your family, your world. Not to spread fear, but to spark hope, to ignite conversations, to prepare us for whatever lies ahead. You hold the power to make this message viral, to carry Tatsuki's warning to those who need it most. And if you want to dive deeper into mysteries like this, subscribe and join our journey. Hit that notification bell because the next story might just change your life. Music Swells, will you be ready on July 5th, 2025? Will you dare to dream with faith? The choice is yours. May peace be with you, today and always.